Right now, the President of the Australian Medical Association has given a grim warning as Victoria records its darkest day since the pandemic began, with 484 new cases.
Across the whole clinical spectrum, in terms of dealing with patients, in terms of dealing with our residents in aged care facility, which is just a heartbeat away from a calamity.
Strong words, weren't they? Today, Melbourne reporter Christina Hearn leads off our coverage from outside St Basil's in Fawkner in the city's north. Chris, good morning to you. You have exclusive details from aged care workers. What have they told you?
Carl, these are damning complaints from within this facility from aged care workers. This, of course, is now the site of Victoria's biggest aged care cluster. It quadrupled in one day. The cluster now stands at 69. Many of these workers from within this facility called a hotline from the Health Workers Union. This is the call log from yesterday. Worker was sent home today. She was shocked and stressed at just how quickly the virus spread. She's anxious about going back to work. Workers only just got PPE, not before COVID spread at the facility. And another worker from St Basil's, management gave us full protective equipment this week. Even as of Sunday, after they knew COVID was an issue, masks and gloves weren't taken seriously. It was up to workers. It was not enforced. And this from a staff member at a different aged care facility. Member says she doesn't want to get tested in case she gets stood down by her boss. Her boss says that if she has a test, she would be stood down whether she has symptoms or not. And this from another facility. General manager requested staff to choose between workplaces. However, the registered nurses are still allowed to work at the Northern Hospital, which has a COVID outbreak, and our Bupa facility. Of course, staff moving between facilities is one of the main ways that COVID-19 has spread right throughout our aged care facilities. 363 cases are now linked to those centres. Yesterday, we passed a grim milestone. 484 cases, new cases detected in Victoria, and this morning reports that Victoria could face restrictions right up until Christmas. Carl.
Bleak. Meantime, Melburnians are waking up to a very different city this morning, with masks now mandatory for those leaving the house in Greater Melbourne and the Mitchell Shire. Police will be issuing on-the-spot fines of $200 to those not wearing a face covering without a legitimate reason. All major supermarkets have now jumped on board, with customers expected to wear face coverings while shopping.
And the detail on those alarming figures out of Victoria of more than 3,800 people who tested positive in the past 2 weeks. Almost 90% did not isolate when they started feeling sick before getting tested. Even more concerning, 53% did not isolate after getting a test while waiting for the results. And new figures this morning that 1 in 4 Victorians with COVID-19 in intensive care are under the age of 50. Health officials have confirmed that every cluster in New South Wales is linked to a strain in Victoria. Today, correspondent Lara Vella is tracking the New South Wales outbreak from an infected nursing home in Sydney's inner west. Lara, the facility is currently in lockdown.
Ali, that is right. That's because a worker here at this Ashfield nursing home contracted COVID-19 after dining at the Thai Rock restaurant at Wetherill Park. Now, according to staff members here at the nursing home, they say that New South Wales health authorities have told them that the risk of transmission as a result of this case is low. However, any outbreak at a nursing home, given just how high risk that group is obviously a very serious concern. So for the time being, no visitors will be allowed at this nursing home, and every single person here will be tested for COVID-19. Also overnight, some pretty concerning developments at Port Stephens in New South Wales. 3 new cases, all of them involving children, including a 3-year-old child who goes to the Good Start Anna Bay Childcare Centre. That child has tested positive for coronavirus. So too has a student at the Tomaree Public School and also another student at Tomaree High School. All of those facilities have now been closed so they can be deep cleaned, and it's our understanding that all of the parents have been notified. Ali.
Thanks, Lara. Let's take a look now at the global coronavirus fight, and world cases have topped 15 million this morning. More than 600,000 people have died and 8.5 million have recovered. To the US, and cases are nearing 4 million, with California overtaking New York as the state with the most confirmed infections. A special cemetery has been set up specifically for coronavirus victims in Iraq, believed to be one of the largest in the world. Tough restrictions remain in place across the country as cases continue to rise. A hotel in Spain has been converted into a hospital after the Catalonia region recorded nearly 2,500 new cases since Saturday. And Japan is considering opening up travel between 12 other countries in Asia where infection levels have fallen.